Gingko Biloba, also known as maidenhair, is one of the most popular tonic herbs in the market. It is actually one of the first herbs that I ever learned about as a child, and my mother used to take it because she said it improved her memory. Now, looking into this herb in my later years, I found that it is a very excellent tonic herb that is an overall tonic for blood circulation and a tonic to the brain, as well as a tonic to the lungs, liver, kidney, and heart. And it has many medicinal benefits that many people know of. Most of its benefits trace back to its blood circulating benefits, so it's a vasodilator, and this improves many issues of the brain, many cognitive disorders, memory loss, because it improves overall blood circulation to the brain. It's a tonic to the heart and the entire cardiovascular system, and because it's a blood tonic, it has soothing or tonifying properties to the liver and the kidneys as well. Now, something interesting about ginkgo is that it's actually one of the oldest tree species on the planet. It's said to be traced back to over 270 million years ago. And not just that, but the trees themselves can live up to over 1,000 years old. And it's even said that some of these trees live to be over 10,000 years old. And if this is true, that just shows you the powers of the adaptogenic powers and the survival and strength and resilience of this plant and this tree. Any tree that can live to be over 10,000 years old and live through and survive through 270 million years of climate and environmental changes probably has to be a pretty powerful tree and plant. Now, getting to some of the specific benefits of ginkgo, I want to share with you a few qualities that this herb can have on your body, specifically related to your health. As I said earlier, it's a tonic to the lungs, the heart, the kidney, the liver, and most of all, a tonic to your blood and a vasodilator that could essentially improve your overall health, considering that the health of our blood is probably one of the most crucial factors for overall health, next to obviously quality of breath and oxygenation. So by improving our blood flow to our vital organs and everywhere throughout our body, essentially it's going to nourish every organ and every organ that is important for good health. However, some specific benefits and more evidence-based benefits of Gingko Biloba, there's a lot of scientific research now that are showing and validating the traditional uses and benefits of this herb. One of the first things that comes to mind, and again tracing back to my personal history with it with my mother, is that it improves your overall brain health. So it's really great for improving your memory, your cognitive function, and has been scientifically shown and proven to actually prevent and slow the likelihood of Alzheimer's and dementia. So there are studies that show that ginkgo can improve the quality of your brain health overall by basically bringing blood flow to your brain, and really any sort of healing that takes place in the body physiologically is going to come down to improved blood health and quality of blood to that area. That's how the body heals. It basically just sends blood and any sort of chemicals or nutrients or hormones to that area to increase healing. And so like I said before, there's been studies that shown that people recovering from strokes and any sort of issues of their brain trauma, that they had improved recovery time. And this again is likely due to the increased blood flow. Connecting it back to Alzheimer's, Gingko Biloba has adaptogenic-like qualities, so it can prevent oxidative damage and help regulate the hormonal system, which could help benefit and prevent the accumulation of the alkaloid plaque because of glycation and because of oxidative stress. So it will work as an adaptogen, as an antioxidant, and of course as a vasodilator that will send fresh blood, healing blood to the brain and improve the overall function of the brain. One of the next benefits of Gingko Biloba is that it's an anti-anxiety, antidepressant-like herb, and that has a lot to do with, like I said earlier, the adaptogenic-like qualities. So an adaptogen basically helps regulate our hormonal system, our nervous system. It helps regulate our entire body. It helps it achieve greater homeostasis. So as a adaptogen or a tonic to the nervous system, it's going to help regulate our neurotransmitters. And so when you're taking adaptogen herbs, it's much more likely that your brain is going to uptake the endorphins, serotonin, and dopamine that it needs to basically feel good, feel happy. Many studies can prove that in most people with anxiety or depression, they just have an imbalance in their endorphins, so their neurotransmitters are out of balance. That's what is called as a brain chemical imbalance. But that's really nothing more than the manifestation of particular thought patterns. Our hormones are really just expressions of consciousness. So whatever thoughts we have, our body responds hormonally and sends signals to our brains to secrete a certain amount of brain chemicals. So I'm saying this because a brain chemical chemical imbalance is nothing that happens to you. It's something that is created from our thoughts, from how we respond to stress. But what ginkgo is not necessarily, and adaptogen herbs aren't necessarily going to rewire your thoughts and how you see things. It's not going to make you a more positive person necessarily. That has a lot to do with how you see the world. If you think the world is a scary place, then you're going to probably produce more adrenaline and fear-based stress hormones. But if you think that the world is a really beautiful place, it's a safe place to be, your body will respond to that. But what adaptogens will do, like ginkgo, is they will help sort of counter the negative side effects of stress. So even if you are, let's say, a more fearful person or more angry person with mentally, it will help your nervous system sort of regulate itself faster, so that way you're not running into issues of, you know, imbalances in your brain chemicals, your neurotransmitters, and kind of creating a cycle of depression, anxiety, and mood disorders. So it's really going to help regulate your responses. However, of course, you still want to always work on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level to really, you know, experience your greatest level of health. You can't just look at the body. However, this is a great tool for help regulating the body, so that way you're less likely to feel anxious, depressed, and your body can more efficiently achieve homeostasis, which is basically balance, it's equilibrium. And when you're in balance, when you're in equilibrium, like in a state of meditation, your brain uptakes the amount of neurotransmitters it needs to feel happy, to feel basically to feel a sense of ease, a sense of well-being. And like I said, ginkgo is a great herb for doing this because it's going to help tonify your central nervous system. Another great benefit of Gingko Biloba as a blood tonic, something that helps circulate the blood, move the blood. It's going to be great for any women who are experiencing premenstrual symptoms such as bloating, cramps, even mood disorders, and you could probably trace that back to its adaptogenic qualities. However, more specifically related to PMS symptoms, it's been found that 40 milligrams daily of Gingko Biloba can improve cramping, clotting, migraines, headaches, mood swings, any sort of other issues of PMS or an imbalanced menstrual cycle. And this likely has a lot to do with its tonifying effects on the liver that help it promote the circulation or the free flow of chi or blood. So our liver has a lot to do with moving our blood freely, and as a blood circulatory, ginkgo basically helps free up stagnant chi and move the blood, which is going to result in, you know, obviously, like I said earlier, a better mood because you're circulating more. You don't have stuck energy in the liver or stuck energy in blood in your reproductive area and your pelvis, and it helps move things more freely, so you're not experiencing the pain of that sort of stuck energy. And again, the way it does this basically is just improving the quality of your blood flow and tonifying the liver and help it move the blood from the liver. Another great benefit of ginkgo is that it improves your overall eye health, your eyesight, and your vision. And it does this in a few ways. First, and a major theme of ginkgo is that it improves blood circulation to the eyes. So by bringing more healthy blood to the eyes, it's going to help nourish the eyes, bring more vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other healing constituents to the eyes, so it can be nourished and it can live long and function properly. So without our blood, essentially all of our organs, our limbs, everything else would sort of become malnourished and die off. So it's a very basic way that improves overall eye health as a blood tonic. However, not just that, Gingko Biloba is a very potent antioxidant, and studies show that it helps fight free radical damage to the cornea, the macula, and the retina. So it basically protects every part of our eye. It's also been shown to prevent oxidative damage done to the eye through harmful UV light. So in the rare cases of too much sun exposure, it can help prevent oxidative damage done to the eye that can basically damage the DNA and the cell membranes in the eye. That could lead to eye damage or loss or a degeneration in your eye health or your eyesight. Perhaps one of the most popular benefits and well-known benefits of Gingko Biloba is that it improves your libido, your overall sex drive, and it can help reverse erectile dysfunction in men. And again, this has everything to do with his ability to promote blood flow, particularly to the genitalia. So that's going to help men with erectile dysfunction, which is really just a result of impeded blood flow to that area that results in the inability to maintain an erection. Ginkgo is also really great for remedying migraines and any sort of tension headache. And again, it has everything to do with the blood flow to the brain. So Ginkgo is above all else a tonic to the brain, and it's because it's so great at bringing healthy blood flow to the brain, promoting oxygenation and circulation to the brain, which is going to help greatly with headaches, because essentially a tension headache is pressure in the brain. And when you experience any sort of pressure or tension, essentially what happens is your brain sort of contracts and there's less blood flow to the brain, and that's often why doing some sort of massage or rubbing your head or your temples can help soothe migraines and headaches, because essentially a headache is just the result of stress and pressure that contracts the brain and decreases blood flow. So by improving blood flow to the brain, dilating the blood vessels and helping blood flow more freely to the brain, you can experience relief from a headache. Also, because it's an adaptogen, it helps your body adapt to stress and make stressful situations seem less intense. It's going to likely prevent the likelihood of any sort of migraine or headache anyways, which, like I said, is usually just a symptom or a side effect of stress. Last but not least, Gingko Biloba is a tonic to the lungs. It helps improve oxygenation. In Chinese medicine, it helps expel dampness, heat, and mucus from the lungs, which makes it an overall tonic to the lungs. It can help remedy asthma or side effects of asthma. And studies have also shown that people that supplement with Gingko Biloba, especially people with asthma, have less trouble breathing. And this, like I said, has a lot to do with its antioxidant properties, its anti-inflammatory benefits, or the ability to expel mucus or toxicity from the lungs that could impede breathing. So if you're interested in trying out Gingko Biloba for any one of these benefits, or if you're just interested in improving your overall health, if you're looking for some sort of a healthy herbal nootropic to improve your cognitive function so you can work better, whatever the reason it is, the ideal dosage is going to be anywhere from 40 to 300 milligrams daily, depending on the therapeutic benefits you're looking for. If you're interested in learning more about this herb, or you'd like to try it yourself, then you can check out the link below.